Hey guys, so let's just call this what it is. It's my midlife crisis. Other guys buy Corvettes, put down payment, buy exotic Euro trash supercars, buy big expensive houses, or buy a boat, or and those are all cool things. I got all the power to that stuff, but for me, this is good enough. I know a lot of the other channels are doing their best ofs of the year, but as you know, I'm not really a reviewer, right? I just talk about my crap that I buy. Essentially, this is the audio heartbeat for the 2 channel stuff. After blowing 18, well, I shouldn't say blowing, spending $1,800 to get everything all back up to better than 1999 specs. Is basically, a mix of 2021 specs with the paper and oil Mundorf caps and all that. This thing's been rock solid since it came back from bat. Told you guys about when I got the great deal on these. Plan is going to be next year is getting 2 more Orchard Audio decks, one that I've already got, one more basically to take the I2S center channel and surrounds and subwoofer out and have like a really nice 5-channel system, because the DACs in here, they work, they're fine. They're definitely not as good as this, and they're definitely not as good as the Orchard Audio DAC. Again, when I play DSD 5 channels, just like what happens in here, this does a conversion from DSD and spits it out as PCM. So does Leo's DACs. This of course doesn't, right? This stays in the true DSD domain. Ted Smith does the whole funky oversampling stuff, and it just sounds amazing. So definitely it'll be 2 channels, front 2 channels with this, center and surrounds with Leo's DACs. It's going to be awesome, but that's way down the road. My biggest mistake, of course, was buying a turntable and then going in over, not in over my head, but just buying the phono preamp. Again, I'm happy with it all, but as you can see, I've got a ton of vinyl now. 2 months ago, this rack was pretty much empty. So it's still buyer beware out there, because I haven't gotten scammed yet, but hopefully it doesn't happen. But going forward, now that I've got this kick-ass 2-channel setup and a half decent 5-channel setup, I went on Amazon yesterday and I ordered 4 of these guys. So I got to be really, really careful. I mean, it's nice they got the pivoting tweeters, which is great. Spring clips for the wires, but that's okay. I'll forgive them for that. It's going in the ceiling anyways. I got to be really careful. I'll try to stay within the Dolby standard, or for Atmos 7.2.4. So the 7 comes from 7 speakers, which is essentially going to be the 2 black 901s, the ones that they're going to go back on the powder coated tulip stands. They're going to become my side surrounds. The Continental and the Series 2, those will stay where they are as my back surrounds. 4 of these guys, 2 are going to be mounted midway between where the tweeter and mid-range line up in here to this into the ceiling, halfway across to where the sofa is, so pretty much midpoint of the room. And then the other 2 Atmos speakers will basically go beside either side of the sofa, again directly in line with the first 2 Atmos speakers, or it's in line in here. I'll try to put an image, paste an image into the video here. Ah, here you are. Come here, Happy. Come, baby. Come on, mice. Come on. You can be in this too. Come. Come. Oh, yeah. Good girl. Who's my good girl? Who's my good girl? So, yeah, so there's going to be the 4 speakers up in the ceiling, and they claim those are 8-inch woofers. I'll double check, but they got white covers, and that's the most important thing. And I've been really nervous about going Atmos, because if you don't put the speakers in the ceiling properly, you're fucked. You're gonna have to paste and patch and all that stuff. So I'm going to be really, really careful when I pop the holes in there. After seeing what the condition the attic's like, when Abraham and I took out his god-awful 12 gauge extension cord into his room, you know, I'm so happy that's out. So's Nancy. And so now that I know the condition of the attic in relation to where I got to punch the holes for the speakers, it's going to work. I'm kind of excited about it. How am I going to amplify it? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All I know is I don't want to spend a lot of money because it's just fucking Atmos speakers, right? So we'll talk about amplification next year, but if I can at least get the wiring run into the garage, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. And my main reason for it is not so much Netflix and Amazon Prime with all the Atmos enabled movies that are out there. This guy will do 7.2.4 with no issues. Subwoofers are going to be another thing for next year. I'd like to put 2 subs behind the sofa, and then 2 more subs kind of where I'm standing here and in between that speaker, or which would be much easier to wire up, or I might just place them more out into the room. But definitely this guy is able to drive 4 subs, so there's four subwoofer outputs for it, in stereo, of course. For music listening, I'll just stick with the Cornwalls without the subs, maybe, I don't know. But those are the plans for next year. The midlife crisis part continues. No more spending money in this rack. I'm done. The last thing I bought was a tiny little 4 terabyte solid state drive, which I find amazing. I mean, the thing is literally not even 2 inches square, and it holds 4 terabytes, light as a feather, super, super fast. So I'm gonna mount it hidden away with the Sony there. So I'm not gonna use Audervana or Roon or any of that bullshit, because it's a waste of time and money as far as I'm concerned. Basically, guys, that's about it. It's the last video of the year. Thanks again for watching, and hey, maybe I will get to 1,000 viewers by New Year's Eve. Who knows? What else? Basically, that's it, guys. I mean, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Thanks again for watching. You know, hopefully the videos haven't been getting really boring as of late. And, you know, see you in the new year, guys. Thanks again. Bye for now.